अगर आपसे ये क्यू कार्ड पूछता है तो आपके फॉलोअप डिस्कशन ऑलमोस्ट सेम रहेगी, और जिन स्टूडेंट्स ने एग्जाम दिया और वापस आकर फीडबैक दिया उन्हें एग्जैक्टली सेम फॉलोअप क्वेश्चंस आए अगर उनके क्यू कार्ड सेम थे। वेलकम टू December 2022. Let's look at some of the predicted cue cards and follow-ups for the month of December. And these were the ones which were repeated the most in the previous month, that is November. And we are predicting that this will continue for the month of December as well. So the first cue card, describe a friend you enjoyed talking with. I repeat, describe a friend you enjoyed talking with. Let's look at the real follow-up questions. The first follow-up question, where do young people like to meet? What do young people like to talk about when they meet? Do you think people should be honest when talking with friends? And the last question, on what occasions do people talk with strangers? Let's look at the cue card number 2. Describe an outdoor activity you did in a new place recently. Very, very oftenly asked, and these are the questions. And if the examiner happens to ask you the same cue card, the follow-up questions are going to be exactly the same. The first question, what are outdoor activities popular in your country? What are some of the outdoor activities popular in your country? The second, are those people who like dangerous activities more likely to be successful? Third question, do you think people should change jobs when there are new chances or opportunities? Fourth question, should young people try as many new activities as possible? And the last question for this cue card, what are the differences between after-class activities done by young and older children? The cue card number 3, describe an invention that has positively changed the world. Very, very frequently asked. Let's look at the follow-up questions. When our students went for the real exam and when they got this cue card, the follow-up questions were exactly the ones which I'm going to tell you now. The first follow-up question, how has technology made our life easier? Which invention do you think is most useful at home? Is it more difficult for older people to accept new technologies? What can be done to help older people learn to use new technologies? And the last one, will our life be better if we live without technology? Move on to the next one. You have to continuously pay attention to your screen so that you could get these questions. Next cue card, describe an experience of online shopping. The first follow-up, what kind of service do you think is good? What are the differences between shopping online and in stores? Third question, what problems do customers often have while shopping online? The last question, what do you think customers should do when there is a problem with a product they bought online? Next cue card, describe a traditional product in your country. And the follow-ups are, why are traditional products important or essential? The next question, do you think tradition is essential for a country? The third question, what are the traditional products in your country? And the last question, why is it important for children to learn about traditional products? Let's move on to the next cue card. Describe a time when you received money on your birthday. I repeat, describe a time when you received money on your birthday. The first question, why do people rarely use cash now? Do you think it is helpful to give money as gifts? Third question, when do children begin to comprehend the value of money? Fourth question, should parents reward children with money? And the last question, is it good and necessary to teach children to save money? Next cue card, describe a time you helped a child. This has been ongoing from last, say, one and a half months. In fact, more than that. So let's look at the questions. Do you often help kids and how? Why is it necessary to do volunteer services? What can schools do to develop students' awareness about volunteering? Fourth, who benefits more from the volunteer services, the volunteers or the people who are helped? Let's move on to the next cue card. Describe the home of someone you know well and whom you often visit. I repeat this cue card. Describe the home of someone you know well and whom you often visit. And the follow-ups are, what are the differences between houses or buildings in the city and in the countryside? The second question, do you prefer to live in the city or the countryside? Third question, what are the safety risks in residential buildings in the cities? And the last question, is it expensive to decorate a house or an apartment where you live? I repeat this last question. Is it expensive to decorate a house or an apartment where you live? Let's move on to the next cue card. Describe something you do to keep fit and healthy. Very common health related cue card. The first question, how do older people keep fit and healthy? Second, what do people usually do to stay fit and healthy in your country? The third question, how can parents help and guide their kids to stay healthy? And the last question, do you think it is helpful for governments to use celebrities to help people raise health awareness? I repeat this question, kindly pay attention to your screen. Do you think it is helpful for governments to use celebrities to help people raise health awareness? The last cue card, super important. Describe a movie you watched recently and would like to watch again. Let's look at the follow-up questions. Where do people usually watch movies? The second question, what are the differences between watching movies at home and in cinema? Next question, are actors or actresses important to movies and why? And the last question, why are there fewer people going to cinema to watch movies nowadays? I repeat, why are there fewer people go to cinema to watch movies nowadays? These are the cue cards and the exact follow-ups which will be asked in December. It's an accurate prediction. You can match this prediction with the previous exams and the candidates who have appeared in the exams and got the same cue card. इनको prepare कीजिए और make sure that you also pay attention to the follow-ups क्योंकि examiner. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Vikas. I represent Insignia Overseas, one of the leading IELTS and PTE institutes in Kurukshetra. Thank you for watching, and we make sure that we make IELTS simple for you. Thank you. Have a brilliant day.